Today, Chad and I are going to be checking out one of my favorite cars in the inventory, this 1973 Camaro. Less than 2,000 miles on a full restoration. They kind of turned this thing into a resto mod with a freshly rebuilt 350, you know, pushing over 400 horsepower, fuel injection, 700 R4, 4-speed automatic transmission. This thing is just ready to go.
It is so gorgeous. You did a good job buying this one. It's just an awesome car, Dalton. Another thing we want to point out here is this car has a full documentation of pictures of the complete restoration. It has had full one-piece floors. Is that correct?
Yep.
As far as on these pictures, guys, the whole car was stripped down to bare metal. All the glass was taken out of it, painted very professionally, and then everything put back together. And this is what you get, is an awesome product.
Yeah. And this car's a lot of fun to drive just because you can do whatever you want with it. With that 4-speed automatic, you know, you can, and with that big motor, you can go through town squealing tires around corners, but yeah, you can have it at 80 going down the highway. It's just a perfect cruiser. Our hood lines up really well. They did put a cowl hood on it, a steel cowl hood for that extra, you know, good look to it.
Yeah, the fit and finish on this car is just awesome. All the way through here, they got the split bumper, which, you know, is iconic RS. They did a fantastic job on it. It's got the front spoiler, rear spoiler, a beautiful front end on it. As we go around this whole front end, the front of the hood meets up excellent both sides all the way around. Top of the hood, the top of the fender lines up perfectly. And as we go back here to the back of the hood, the top of the fender door, there again, you can't get it any better than that. As long as we got it back here, we've had a couple little tiny chips, guys, just a little scratch, a little chip there. So it's got about 4 or 5 of those here and there on this car. Other than that, this car is a show quality turnkey machine. Yeah,
restoration was done in about 2018, 2019, and like I said, less than 2,000 miles on this car.
One other thing I want to point out real quick, so many times on these Trans Ams, Camaros, you pop the hood and you've got to try and dig down in there to get it. I really like this here. You're popping up, the spring pops it right up, so it's just one hand and get under the hood. You mentioned this cowl hood. Look how nice the paint is underneath this cowl hood. It's just absolutely perfect. When they painted this car, the front nose, fenders, doors, everything was off. The paint on the inner fenders is just as nice as the paint on the outside of the car. Did a nice job here. They put all new A-arm bushings and shims and everything in there.
And this motor was well built too. It's got the Phytech fuel injection system, aluminum Edelbrock heads.
Street aluminum heads on there. Steering, power disc brakes in the front, MSD ignition.
I really dialed this thing up. Now we're going to shut up for a few seconds so you can hear it run. Runs real smooth.
This is a cool car.
Yeah, it is.
Idles down nice, shut it off, doesn't diesel. Timing's all set, just perfect on it. It's ready to go. Hood opens easy, just a nice little touch there. And this is just a really nice matte black on here too.
Yeah, I like that. I like that added touch. Another cool thing is when they restored this car, you know, they put the split bumper on it, but they didn't badge it as an RS. They didn't make a clone out of it, but they put the split bumper. And one thing, when they did put the split bumper on it, one thing that, you know, they kind of did neat as well, most time when they clone and put a split bumper on it, they still have the square, you know, headlights below the bumper.
Oh, okay.
You know, which if it wasn't split bumper would have came like that. So only the RSs had those circle lights above the bumpers.
So they actually did it right. So
they did it right.
So many clones, they just put the split bumper and leave everything else alone. So as far as the paint quality on here, it came in beautiful, but Tim buffed it all out just like we do every car that comes on the lot. We also mated it with some BF Goodrich tires here. It came in with some 8-inch rallies all the way around. We went ahead with the brand new American Racing torque thrust wheels. I just thought it finishes out that resto mod look.
Yeah, it does.
As far as our gaps go along here, we have a really nice gap. The body line lines up good all the way down here. The body line on the lower fender lines up nice too. There's a little chip here, Dalton, in the rocker panel. Other than that, the paint on this side of the car is absolutely gorgeous. New door handles when they did the restoration.
One thing I liked about it when I first looked at it is the corner of the doors. You know, completely rust-free, solid, flat as a pancake. And beautiful work around the edges and the jams.
All the correct rubbers, felts, roof rail rubber, everything is brand new. Also, this was a factory Z-Bart car as well. So at one point it was Z-Barted, which really saves it and makes it a good, solid car here. They did a great job on the jams. If you get in there in the front of the doors, it's always a good tail that you can tell everything was taken off, painted on stands, and then put back together. I also like what they did, Dalton, with the Pro Car seats. So there's nothing wrong with the original seats, but these are just so comfortable. I love the bolster, and when you really get into these cars, they really just keep you snugged right into the seat.
Yeah, they do, and they're very comfortable.
A headliner, that's the only thing really on this car that really needs some attention. Around the back window of that headliner, it needs that plastic piece in there. I did a little research. I ordered something, it came in, it wasn't quite right. So not 100% sure what I'm missing back there. Dome light works. The rest of the headliner really is nice and tight. The visors are brand new. The chrome around the levers are new there as well. So with the Pro Car seats, the nice thing is you can recline in them, so a bigger guy can really fit well into them. The back door panels and front door panels are in excellent condition. It's got GM seat belts in the back. They're replaced as well. They're brand new. So just no corners were cut on this car that I can see anywhere. Carpet's all been replaced.
And I noticed in the pictures when they did the restoration, they put the sound deadening, you know, under the carpet, you know, to help that wind noise.
Awesome. And if you guys want any pictures of the restoration, Dalton will be happy to text you some over. They also replaced the console. So the console is not your typical console that's cracked and busted up. Everything here is brand new on the console. They even went ahead and changed all this to the 4-speed automatic. It's got an aftermarket AM/FM radio.
Yep, works awesome. And then under that, that is your controls for the FiTech. So you can kind of set it however you'd like.
They did go ahead and change and did some aftermarket gauges. As far as on the restoration, it looks to me like it's got 1,746 miles on these odometer gauges.
And he said that is on the restoration.
Okay, so restoration's got 1,746 miles, guys. All the gauges work on it. It's idling right now at about 1,000 RPM. Temperature gauge works, it's running about 150. Oil pressure is right around 35. Gas gauge works, amp gauge works, tach, speedometer, everything works on this thing. Horn works.
Only thing is not, well,
You said the heater fan worked too, right?
yeah, the heater fan works. I don't know if the wipers work or not, you know, with that cowl hood. But it looks like they do have the wiper blades.
Yeah, and they will work, guys. We do have a little, Dalton didn't know this when we checked it in. We did find out there's a little problem with that switch. So probably want to, and they work and they do park and stuff, but it's just really finicky. So we'll probably go ahead and put a new switch on that. But other than that, guys, it's great. So basically just a little headliner work. All new rubbers here along the doors. Biggest thing when you're popping this car into a car show, somebody's gonna look up and down the sides of it, and you have nothing to be embarrassed about on this car. I mean, it is just an awesome, awesome car. So we talk about this spoiler. These are so hard to get nice and lined up, and this one really lines up nicely. And our gap along here is a nice clean gap. They did this properly, Dalton. No one ever, they didn't fill this in like so many places do.
This side, you know, could use a little adjusting. Like Chad said, a lot of times these spoilers are just kind of hard to get.
Yeah, the trunk lid lines up really nice here. Nice and flush. That back panel is all painted that nice matte black, just like the front hood. It's got some nice duals on it. Go to our website, guys, coyoteclassics.com. Make sure you look at the undercarriage pictures on this thing. This thing's rock solid and very clean underneath as well. We do have a little paint chip right here on the body line. No bubbles, no blisters, no imperfections like that at all. The only thing I can notice is you can definitely tell the car was all wet sanded and buffed, and we buffed it all out. But it looks to me like if you want to make it just absolutely mint, you could get it on a hoist and just wet sand like the bottom 6-8 inches. You can see just a little orange peel at the very, very base, at the very bottom. And that's very common. A lot of people don't wet sand and buff them at the very bottom of the car. Anything else you want to add on this thing, D?
It's a fun car. I'm gonna drive it in this video.
It makes me nervous.
Oh boy.
Corners of the doors are great. Bottom of the door is excellent. Yeah, door panels were replaced. They went ahead and, you know, when they did the strikers, obviously all that was taken apart, put back, painted the correct argent.
He said one of the only things, you know, exterior-wise that he kind of kept original was some of the trim around the front and back glass. You know, because it's original and in good shape.
Yeah.
But
Well, the nice thing, it does have some little Mars and stuff in it, guys, but for the most part, it fits good. That's what's nice about it. You get the original stuff, it always fits nice. You get aftermarket on some of this chrome around the windows, and it just doesn't snap down right at all. The nice thing with these seats is you really fall down into them. They got a lot of leg room. Windows go up and down nice. They fit nice and tight here.
the radio works great. Should get a channel.
Yeah. Nice little stereo system in it, ain't it? Also, the trunk, guys, is all speckled, and the trunk floor is excellent. Yeah, the heater
There's
fan
your
works.
heater fan. And then with this new gauges, you got,
Oh, wow.
at night, it's kind of red lights and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, you can see that right here. Like I said, we're going to work on the wipers and get that switch going a little bit. It's a nice warm day in Iowa here.
Yeah, it is.
Let's try to stay out of the mud
Stay out
if
of
we
the mud.
can.
Out of this car, I drove it quite a bit when it came in, just because it drives so nice and everything. Just, I mean, it really truly drives like a new car. And it's quick too.
Yeah, it is a fast car, doll.
Like that was 45 right there.
It's got that nice muscle car sound. A lot of people are really going with this fuel injective systems on these classics. It just makes them sound so trouble-free.
It does, you know, and then gives you that little extra performance with it as well.
Let the rookie drive, and that's what you get.
But goes down the road fantastic. One finger on the wheel, both fingers on the wheel.
Yeah, look at our gauges. So we're running about 60 mile an hour here. If the speedometer is correct.
I think when I checked before, it might be off a little bit. I think it
Reading a little slow. Yeah, I agree. It feels like we're doing a little faster than 60 here. But as far as the RPMs, 2,500 RPMs going down the road, probably 65 mile an hour. And that's awesome RPMs. That 700 R4 really makes it nice. One thing we didn't talk about is the dash pad. I mean, the dash pad and all the dash applique all over here is in great shape.
Like I said, the only thing that the car, you know, would need is if a guy wants to put a headliner in it or something.
What's it do? Is the kickdown working in here? Oh yeah. Nice shift too, guys. So really has a nice shift, a great car. Go to our website, coyoteclassics.com. If you're looking for a 70 to 73 split bumper Camaro, this Resto Mod is a fantastic car, and it's ready for your next cruise.
Drive it home.